Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Keisha, but you can call me Kay. And today's video is going to be all about facial expression practice. So if you watched my previous video, I just uploaded 5 tips on how to start your modeling career. And in that video, I touched on the importance of practicing your movements, facial expressions, and I did a little bit of a demonstration on what I mean by that. But I did want to dive a little bit deeper so that you guys could get a full understanding of why it's important to practice your movements, but mainly your facial expressions. Okay, so what I like to do in particular when it comes to practicing my facial expressions is I tend to hold one facial look and then kind of move that look around so that I can get an idea of what else is going on. What does my neck look like? Is it too bulky? Or, I already have like my collarbones pop out on their own, but am I overextending in a way that makes it look really unnatural or not flattering on camera? So let's see. Let's start off with a cute little smile. So of course your smile is going to be more on the commercial side of things, but they're going to ask you to do that a lot. So you definitely want to know what your smile looks like from some different angles. So this is what I look like straight on. And then, of course, you have your closed mouth smile, so it's gonna be more of that. And then maybe you'll part your mouth just a little bit, or your teeth, I should say, just a little bit. So you're still smiling, but there's a little more open. So it'll go from this to something more like this. It almost gives that illusion that you were laughing without laughing, but a laugh, a real, actual good laugh, always comes off on camera much different than a fake laugh. So, of course, if you've mastered your fake laugh, then you're good to go. But there are times on set where it just helps to like have an outburst of a laugh, and then they can get that genuine laugh on camera. So here's gonna be my fake laugh. Or okay, so it feels just as crazy as it probably seems, but the looks look much better. So aside from that, of course, then you have your smiles, which we all know a good smile is more in the eyes, and it's just kind of like, it's a squint, but without it being, real like squinty. I don't know how to explain it. You do kind of give a very minimal smirk, I would say, when you smile, but it is more in the eyes, right? So, and Tyra's the originator, and you're basically smiling with your eyes. Now, you can do the smiles, and again, kind of part your mouth a little bit. And that's all we do. Especially when you go from like, you're just kind of talking on set to action. And then something else that I touched on in that video is, again, something that was inspired, or I think Coco Rocha basically originated it. So it's just like doing A-E-I-O-U with your mouth. I don't really care for how some of those, like how some of it looks on me, but I'll just show you what I mean. So A. And so it's a smile, your mouth is open, but it's kind of like a smirky smile. E, so E. And again, that kind of just looks like your regular smile, E. If I do I, then it's like O. Or U. So then you have I'll give it to you one more time. And then something else that's really fun to play with is your eyes and kind of, you know, what direction that's going in. Obviously, it's a little hard to like move your eyes around and watch yourself do that. So I would definitely recommend recording yourself so that you can play it back and see how it looks. But with that same AEIOU technique, we'll add some different eyes, which I kind of was already doing, but I just want to detail it a little more and show you. And the way that I'm blinking is kind of mimicking those shots. So in my mind, I can hear like when that clicker is going off and the camera is going off. But of course, then there are those times that, you know, it might be, I think it's a slower shutter speed when it takes a little longer for that click to make that sound. Correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, I'm on this side of the camera mainly, not on the other side. But blinking in between your shots is gonna be good. One, because you don't want to look dazed in the eyes, and it's natural to blink, so doing that in between your shots, obviously, so like it's click, 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 you know. And then of course, you definitely want to work your angles, so I'll give you something from this side. And a little shoulder action to add to it is always great, especially when you're doing beauty work. A lot of times it's really small movements, so that's another reason why I prefer to, you know, maybe do one facial expression at a time and then kind of move that around, because oftentimes when you're doing beauty work, they just want really minimal movements. So that would look something like this. So just kind of playing in that area, you see, so I haven't really moved my shoulder at all, but my facial expressions and then my eyes are kind of moving just to give some variety. You just basically want to give variety, and that's a little easier for you as the model because you're exerting a lot of energy, and I've definitely been on sets where I'm there all day long. It can be like 12-hour days, and you know, you're exerting that energy, you're wanting everybody to be able to feel it, not only just on set, of course, but on camera. They have to be able to feel that energy on camera. So oftentimes, you know, by the end of the day, you've exerted so much, but if you can find ways to reserve some of that energy, still give what the photographer is looking for or what your audience is going to be looking for, but kind of reserve it as well, then that's how you're gonna do that best. So again, that's just smaller movements, just kind of work in that area, you know, you'll get into whatever your look is, and kind of you know, and it always helps if the photographer that you're working with is giving direction, because then you can kind of hit a pose and then, you know, he might say, you know, spread your lips. So you're not opening your mouth fully, but you're just spreading your lips. So it goes from this to, so again, from this to this. And it's just showing a little bit of teeth. It just gives you, you know, that little bit of an edgy look without really having to do too much or try too hard. So definitely make sure that it's all about your eyes and what your mouth is doing, but be sure to get in front of that camera, practice, practice, practice. There are a lot of fun, different things. That really just touches the surface, you know, but once you start really getting an idea of what your facial movements look like, then you can do other things that are a lot more fun. Make it a little more edgy, keep it in the eyes, kind of just bring everything down tight. You know, if you're gonna do like a cute little sexy look. Again, I focused on my eyes, but instead of, let's see, it's not so if you're doing something that's a little more hard, you know, you just tighten that squint, you know, but then if you're gonna do something that's gonna be a little more soft, a little sexier, you know, you just kind of open your eyes a little more. And then of course, if it's commercial, if it's fun, if it's bright, if it's exciting, then your eyes are open. It's a lot of teeth, a lot of smiles, a lot of fun expressions. So there's definitely a lot that you can do just with your face alone that's going to give you some variety in your images. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you're interested in more tips when it comes to modeling, or you have any questions, anything that I didn't touch on, definitely be sure to meet me in the comments because I will answer questions. In the description, you will also find my Instagram. I do answer DMs, so you're more than welcome to reach me out there. You're more than welcome to reach me there. Again, I hope you find these tips helpful, and I will see you in my next video.